is Carlos Santana and the guys on AM 1230 KXO El Centro, California. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning, Carroll.
It's another beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
We want to say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
To Chris Haw. This is the 127th anniversary, or birthday, will you, of the Navy officers, what am I trying to say? The chief petty officers. Is that right?
The Command Master Chief of the NAFL Century is 127 years old.
He's 127. And he doesn't, I was really surprised. He looks in mighty fine shape for that.
Well, he doesn't look a day over 92.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy birthday, U.S. Navy. Happy birthday, Chris Haw. That's a really important position in the Navy.
It's the senior enlisted they're the ones that run the military.
They run the show.
And I go back. One of the few senior enlisted that I truly respected was my company First Sergeant John Franco McCarroll from Brooklyn, New York.
Why, I hope he was big enough to have that big of a name.
Yeah, well, great guy, very tough, but very fair. And he had hit the beaches at Normandy and was still my company First Sergeant.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, little known fact. Just thought I'd share that with you this morning. Thanks for the heads up, Chris Haw. Of course, we knew Chris when he was still in the Navy, and he served his time, and now he switched sides of the table, and he's a civilian working at NAFL Central.
There are privileges to being a civilian.
Public affairs.
Yes.
That's where he is.
How well. We've got other birthdays coming up, but right now, how about we check in? We've got NCAA Classic Basketball. Let's check in with an NCAA vignette.
Now, a tournament flashback. Last year's South Region top seed Virginia was pressed into overtime in the regional semifinal against Purdue.
Jerome catches on the left wing off the bounce. Gives it to Guy, right corner, fade away three, got it! Oh, Kyle Guy has found his stroke in Louisville. He's hit his last 3 three-pointers and Virginia's up 7.
The Cavaliers pulled away and won 80-75 in that game, giving Virginia their first Final Four ticket since 1984.
Pros can count on Lowe's to have the largest in-store selection of DeWalt tools in stock than any national retailer. And now we're bringing you even more DeWalt power, because DeWalt's new lineup of 20-volt Max XR tools with Power Detect delivers maximum performance when paired with high-capacity XR batteries. Save $100 on a DeWalt 20-volt Max XR with Power Detect brushless cordless drill and impact driver combo kit, now just $299. Do it right for less. Start with Lowe's. Offer valid through 4/1, U.S. only while supplies last.
Spring is for exploring. It's time to blaze new trails with old friends. Polaris makes you unstoppable with instant traction from the industry's fastest engaging all-wheel drive and the added confidence of the industry's most advanced intelligent suspension. See your Polaris dealer now for the season's best deals on off-road's broadest lineup during the Polaris Spring Sales Event.
Liberty Motorsports, your Polaris dealer, 1999 Arizona Avenue in Yuma.
Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive.
Well, we have NCAA basketball Saturday doubleheader, and then Monday night, it's when the finals would have been played, the championship game. We've got a replay of last year's championship game, which was outstanding.
Most all of the games, when they get down to that, or up to that level, I guess I shouldn't say down, they're so evenly matched. It's scary. Almost slurped down the wrong pipe there with my coffee, but I made it.
Okay, I'm looking for birthdays. Somebody hid my birthday list. Oh, here it is. Okay, today, it's the first day of April, and as I pointed out, April Fool's Day has been canceled. Actress Jane Powell is 91. Actor Don Hastings is 86. Actress Ally McGraw is 81. Aside from Love Story, she did a couple of other movies, but that was the biggie, right?
That was the biggie.
Okay, singer Rudolph Isley of the Isley Brothers, 81. Reggae singer Jimmy Cliff is 72. Actress Annette O'Toole is 68. Singer Susan Boyle is 59. Actor Jose Zuniga is 58. Actress Jessica Collins, 49. Actor David Oyelowo is 44. Actor Sam Huntington is 38. Actor Taran Killam is 38. Actor Matt Lanter, 37. Actor Asa Butterfield is 23. Can you handle the local birthdays?
I can handle them.
Okay, here they come. We have happy birthday wishes going out today to Anita Martinez, Letty Rodriguez, Danny Ramirez, Tommy Foss, Joseph Beltran, Esther Rodriguez, Cesar Reyes Sr., Rudy Tamayo, Ana Ramos, Antonio Mesa, Dixie Miller, Donna Shannon, Frankie John Mendoza, Jose Barreras, Pat Edmonds, Randy Taylor, Ruth Harmon, Vanessa Valdez, Hope Esperanza, Julianne Cota, Raymond Marcus. Happy birthday from KXO. Okay, happy birthday, Randy. I know Randy's retired, but he's still listening in the mornings.
Yes, I believe he is.
Yeah.
Ran into him not too long ago, and we visited.
Okay. Recuperating from some knee surgery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually doing well.
Okay. Are you ready for news?
We've got news coming up.
Okay, we're going to do it a little bit squirrely today. Why not? It's a look at world and California news headlines right now, brought to you by Lock Air Conditioning, your year-round comfort specialist.
Social distancing guidelines through the end of the month. Surgeon General Jerome Adams telling NBC's Today Show for some, it may be longer.
In my opinion, I think that in 30 days, we will still be telling the country in general that you need to practice these measures, but in 30 days, some places may not need to have a shelter in place anymore.
33 states and the District of Columbia have stay-at-home orders. CBS's Dr. David Agus says the president should make it a national mandate.
I think we need to get normative behavior change as a country. We need leadership. And the leadership needs to come from the federal government saying, hey, as a country, we're all going to step up. We're in this together.
COVID-19 has also been a problem for prisons. CBS's Mola Lenghi says now.
According to the U.S. Department of Corrections, nationally, inmates will be contained to their cells for the next 2 weeks in order to try to stop the spreading of the virus.
CBS News Update. I'm Peter King.
Lock Air Conditioning wants you to protect the things you care about. Protect your family with the air scrubber that utilizes Active Pure, certified technology to protect against airborne and surface contaminants. Clean, deodorize, purify, and protect not only your family, but your home. The air scrubber installs easily to your heating and cooling system, and it's made in the USA. Call Lock Air Conditioning now for details. 760-353-4501. Lock Air Conditioning, and protect the things you care about. Contractor's license number 696216.
And we should remind you, right now is probably the best time to get your air conditioner replaced. Yeah, they're not that busy. It's not that hot. You can get it done now. I would suggest you call Lock Air Conditioning today. Let's jump into page one of the local news. Page one is a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. Quick Lane, with 2 locations in the valley, one in Brawley, another in El Centro. Quick Lane, ready to serve.
Taking a look at the latest in local news, the state school superintendent issues a statement on the school year. The superintendent, Tony Thurman, has released a statement for the 2019-2020 school year and says due to the current safety concerns and needs for ongoing social distancing, it currently appears that our students will not be able to return to school campuses before the end of the school year. In order to allow schools to plan accordingly and to ensure that learning still occurs until the end of the school year, we are suggesting that schools plan and prepare to have their curriculum carried out through distance learning. Thurman went on to say that the concerns of seniors and even juniors will be addressed this week in regards of grading and graduation requirements. In other local news, community benefit funds are in the news with the Board of Supervisors. Here's the story with George Gale.
Funds allotted to the Board of Supervisors. The funds are to be used by each board member to help agencies or groups in each board member's district. Tuesday, District 4 Supervisor Ryan Kelly sought to use some of his allotted funds to help the less fortunate. Kelly asked that $1,000 go to the Westmoreland Community Food Pantry, $1,000 to the Calipatria Island Family Resource Center, and $3,000 to the Imperial Valley Food Bank. District 5 Supervisor Ray Castillo also asked that $1,000 out of his community benefit account go to the Brown Bag Coalition in Calexico. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
We'll continue after this.
It's Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers for your service needs. Whether it's a lube job, oil and filter change, brake job, battery or wheel balance and alignment, Quick Lane can handle it. And Quick Lane services all makes and all models. Oh, and by the way, you never need an appointment. Tires, all the best brands at the best price. Guaranteed. See your Quick Lane service advisor for details. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in the Brawley Auto Plaza, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and on Imperial Avenue in El Centro, right next to Food for Less.
Continuing with more local news, an application deadline has been extended. George Gale explains. The city of El Centro says the deadline to submit the temporary use permit application for the sale of safe and sane fireworks has been extended to April 30th. The sale of safe and sane fireworks begins at noon on June 28th and ends on July 4th. Be aware that in the event limitations to social gatherings are still in place, the city has the right not to issue permits. Questions should be directed to the El Centro Community Services Department. County Board of Supervisors hold a short meeting. Here's more on that story.
There were only 2 action items on the agenda. Both dealt with COVID-19. First item was to officially adopt the urgency ordinance establishing the temporary prohibition on COVID-19 pandemic-related evictions in the unincorporated areas of the county. Second item was a resolution ratifying COVID-19 emergency homeless funding agreement in an amount not to exceed $528,713 and authorize a partnership with the Imperial Valley Continuum of Care Council in support of the prioritization and expenditure of the COVID-19 emergency funds and regional efforts to address the health and safety of people experiencing homelessness and reduce the spread of the COVID-19 outbreak. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
At 11 a.m. This morning, Assemblyman Eduardo Garcia will visit the KXO studios and visit with George Gale on AM 1230.
And that'll be over the telephone because we have to practice social distancing.
That's right. Well, he'll be here on the air this morning, 11 a.m. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news is service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in Brawley and El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
Want to hear something amazing? Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card at the end of your first year, automatically, dollar for dollar, with no limit on how much you can earn. Extra cash? Come on, how amazing is that? In fact, it's even more amazing when you realize all the places where Discover is accepted. 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. So when it comes to Discover, get used to hearing yes more often. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
As soon as we're back out in our yard, yep, we get company. Dandelions.
It's page 2 of the local news, page 2, and a look at the weather brought to you this morning by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for life insurance, health insurance, or retirement planning.
There are 5 more confirmed cases of coronavirus in Imperial County. The Imperial County Public Health Department says that there are now 38 individuals who have tested positive for the virus. There are another 14 cases that are pending results. So far in Imperial County, 229 people have been tested with 177 negative results. County Health Officer Dr. Stephen Monday has said that we can expect to see more cases in the coming weeks as the coronavirus pandemic continues to grow. The stay-at-home order that went into effect about 2 weeks ago has been extended through the end of April. Well, another drug tunnel is found. Here's more on that story.
Earlier this month, a tunnel was found near San Luis, Arizona. It was an incomplete tunnel. Latest tunnel is much more sophisticated and was found with illegal narcotics inside it. The tunnel was found in the Tijuana area by Mexican authorities. They notified the San Diego Tunnel Task Force. It was determined tunnel went from a warehouse near Tijuana to a warehouse in Otay Mesa on the U.S. side of the border. Task Force was also able to find 1,300 pounds of cocaine, 17 pounds of heroin, 86 pounds of methamphetamine, 3,000 pounds of marijuana, over 2 pounds of fentanyl, for a total value of over $29.6 million in narcotics. The tunnel, found March 19th, is around 2,000 feet long, 31 feet deep, and around 3 feet wide. Officials have not said if any arrests in connection with the tunnel have been made. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
Superior Court to resume some activity. The court had cut trial activity as a precaution. It was an attempt to slow the spread of the coronavirus. This week, they will resume criminal and juvenile trials, restraining order hearings, and other matters necessary to protect public safety. The hearings will resume today. They'll be held in the El Centro Courthouse. Brawley and Winter Haven courts will remain closed until April the 6th. Misdemeanor issues have been rescheduled for late April and May. Traffic, civil, and family support cases have been continued for 4 to 8 weeks. Fatalities in the news this morning. Here's more on that story.
2 were reported recently. Both occurred in off-road incidents. Same weekend, the state closed public use of state parks. Both happened on Saturday. The first incident was reported at around 10:35 in the morning. An off-road vehicle went out of control, crashed into the All-American Canal near Drop 1. The deceased person has not been identified. Second fatality occurred about an hour later near the Shell Reef at the Ocotillo Wells State Vehicular Recreation Area. A victim has not been identified either. Both incidents remain under investigation. For KXO Local News, I'm George Gale.
And we'll be back with a look at the weather.
David H. West Insurance has been helping residents in Imperial Valley for many years with their insurance needs. David, Jose, and staff are trained professionals who can help you make the right decision with your insurance coverage, from health, Medicare, and most importantly, a life insurance plan. How much life insurance do you need and what's your monthly cost? We'll call David H. West Insurance today to make an appointment and get a free quote on a life insurance plan that's right for you and your family at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411.
Here's Carroll Buckley with a weather update.
The National Weather Service says beginning today, temperatures will warm to above normal readings under continued dry conditions. Increased high-level cloudiness will continue through the first part today before clear to mostly clear skies then dominate through the weekend. Another dry weather disturbance will approach the region early next week, allowing for a gradual cooling trend and a return to slightly below normal temperatures beginning next Monday or Tuesday. 79 the high in the valley yesterday, 53 our low. Mostly sunny today with a high near 89. South wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour this afternoon, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 60. West wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Thursday will be sunny with a high near 85. West winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. 60 degrees downtown, 55% relative humidity. Wind out of the west-southwest, 3 to 5 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news and the weather brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services. Imperial Valley Volkswagen invites you to visit their brand new showroom. Imperial Valley Volkswagen, Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial, with a huge selection of brand new Volkswagen. From the Jetta to the all-new Arteon, the flagship of the Volkswagen lineup. Stop by Imperial Valley Volkswagen, see the beautiful new showroom, and take advantage of huge savings. The Imperial Valley Volkswagen Service Department is now open. Factory-trained technicians to keep your Volkswagen running like new. Imperial Valley Volkswagen, Highway 86 and Ayton Road in Imperial. It's that easy. Well, let's jump in with what little sports there is. The NBA and the Players Association are discussing scenarios for withholding up to 25% of players' remaining salaries in a league escrow account should regular season games eventually be canceled. The NBA continues to hope that there will be a resumption of some part of the regular season and playoffs in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, the NBA, National Basketball Players Association, and 2K have partnered to produce an NBA 2K tournament. It'll run through April 11th on ESPN and ESPN2. Starting Friday, 16 NBA players will compete, including Kevin Durant, Trae Young, Hassan Whiteside, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker. The winner of the event will receive $100,000 to give to a charity in support of the coronavirus relief efforts.
High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game. Chances are California needs more.
To a 2-year deal. That gives them just another pass rusher. And in case you were wondering, Troy Aikman, not Jerry Jones, will present Jimmy Johnson to the 2020 Pro Football Hall of Fame. Jones and Johnson, they were good friends. But no more. And I'm sure everybody was wondering, what number will Tom Brady wear with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Well, wide receiver Chris Godwin will switch to number 14. According to Godwin, no transaction fee or compensation was involved. Yes. Anyway, that's it for sports. Stick around. We've got a look at financial news coming up. Thank you for choosing Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. In today's highly competitive business climate, your company's image is important. The printed materials your company uses conveys a major part of that image. Our graphic designers have the talent and expertise to create a lasting impression for your business. Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers virtually any type of business solution to meet your needs. From business cards and stationery to computer forms, full-color brochures, and posters. Let our excellent service and attention to detail provide the best impression for you. Locally owned and operated, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley. Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you by H&R Block. Get your taxes done right. Visit the nearest H&R Block today. Well, gas prices are at the lowest level in 4 years, but hey, got nowhere to go, nothing to do. Price tracking services put the national average around $2 a gallon. In some stations in the real world, we're spotted charging under $1. Okay, gas prices are way down, and you got no place to go, nothing to do. And it will impact the roads because the state of California will not be collecting all that extra tax money from the sale of gasoline. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones Industrial Average off about 600 points on early trade today. Stocks fell sharply after President Donald Trump warned that a very, very painful 2 weeks lies ahead for the country in face of a rapidly spreading COVID-19 pandemic. The Dow Jones Industrial off 590 points, S&P 500 down 78, NASDAQ off 184. Gold up $1.90 an ounce. Oil continues to drop off 39 cents a barrel.
When you do your taxes with H&R Block, you can work with the same tax pro year after year, so they can be there with you through all of life's changes. From bum, 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 to dun, 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 and definitely H&R Block tax pros have an average of 10 years experience, getting people every credit and deduction they deserve. Now guess what that sounds like? Ka-ching! Make an appointment or walk in today. It's better with Block.
If you need your tax refund, H&R Block can help. Just drop off your documents at your local office and head home. A tax pro will do the rest.
We'll have mostly sunny skies today with a high near 89. South wind 5 to 10 miles an hour, increasing to 15 to 20 miles an hour this afternoon, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Mostly clear tonight with a low around 60. West winds 10 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Thursday will be sunny with a high near 85. West winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, with gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. Right now downtown, we're looking at 62 degrees, 53% relative humidity, wind out of the west-southwest at 3 to 5. And financial news brought to you by H&R Block throughout the valley.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
KXO, El Centro, California.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Capital One Bank.
I'm Steve Kathan. In Washington, the dire projections from the government about the coronavirus death toll underscore the monumental challenge. President Trump warned of, quote, a hell of a bad 2 weeks ahead. This morning, Surgeon General Jerome Adams on NBC's Today Show gave this prognosis.
Some places aren't going to hit their peak until after 30 days, and they're going to need to continue social distancing. Other places that leaned in early may be able to relax some of their recommendations earlier.
On CBS This Morning, former CDC Director Dr. Tom Frieden warned,
having people stay at home is only one part of what's essential, and it is essential. But the other part is to get ready for what comes next.
That could be a second wave later on in the year that could force at-risk people to stay home. He says hospitals will need continued help from the federal government as the situation worsens. Doctors and nurses all over the country are facing something they've never encountered before, and they fear for their own lives. Dr. Scott Samlin on Chicago's West Side tells CBS's David Begnaud he started a GoFundMe page to raise money for protective equipment.
Dr. Samlin says beside PPE and a break, this is what they need.
If you have a friend or a colleague or anybody you know in the healthcare industry who's working the front lines, just send them a text saying, thinking about you. God bless you. Love you. Thank you for what you're doing. That's all we need.
It's the first of the month, a time when big bills like the rent and mortgage are due. Many who've lost jobs in the economic shutdown say it'll be hard or impossible to pay up. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
You should let a landlord know if you owe rent and you can't make your rent. Most municipalities are really making it tough for landlords to charge you fees and certainly have banned evictions during this time.
Most cruise ships canceled excursions when the outbreak intensified. Those still out there may have trouble finding a friendly port, as we hear from CBS's Jim Crisula.
The U.S. Coast Guard has told all cruise ships off the U.S. Southeast coast to remain at sea, where they will be held, quote, indefinitely while coronavirus plays out. Ship captains have also been told to get ready to send any seriously ill passengers to the countries where the vessels are registered. More than 24 cruise ships are either lined up at Port Miami and Port Everglades or waiting offshore.
A prized commodity all over a highway south of Dallas, rolls of toilet paper. A big rig rolled over and caught fire this morning. Some of it burned, some of it rolled away. No one was hurt. Wall Street right now, the Dow is down 518 points. NASDAQ is down 2. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
How much money would you like to save just by doing something you're already doing? How about 40%? With Allstate, safe drivers can save 40% just by doing something they're already doing. Driving safe. That's right, 40% just by driving safe. Visit Allstate.com or call a local agent for a quote today and see just how much you can save when you drive safe with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Savings vary and based on DriveWise and other safe driving discounts. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
As soon as we're back out in our yard, yep, we get company.
Dandelions, lurking crabgrass, and wheat-thin grass. But Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action takes care of them all. Now, with one bag, you can kill weeds, prevent crabgrass for up to 4 months, and feed for greener grass. Triple Action, so your lawn thrives, guaranteed. Only from Scott's.
Weeds aren't welcome here.
This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up a bag of Scott's Triple Action today.
As if a pandemic is not enough, one part of the country felt the earth shake.
Added stress to an already stressful time. A large earthquake striking outside Boise, Idaho Tuesday night.
Felt like somebody picked up my chair and was shaking me.
The 6.5 quake struck near the rural mountain town of Stanley. The U.S. Geological Survey says more than 2 million people live in the region that would have felt it, with reports as far as 6 hours away of shaking in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the area of the epicenter recorded at least 5 aftershocks within the first hours. Matt Piper, CBS News.
Well, it's April 1st, April Fool's Day, but it seems few are in the mood for that given the severity of the pandemic. Just FYI, April Fool's Day is canceled, said a tweet from Louisiana. A San Francisco user wrote, I am 110% on board with having a moratorium on April Fool's Day. I'm Steve Kathan, CBS News.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for
Carroll Buckley.
Things he says and like you can connect to them.
AM 1230 KXO.
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on? Hey, let me call you back, man.
man, how's it going?
Hi, so I have this stain and I heard you're the guy.
Say no more. Valley Dry Cleaning's got you covered. There you go, man.
Cool, man. Hey, man, you got it out. What'd you guys do?
Let's just say we've got a secret weapon.
Thanks, man.
This is an ugly candy bar, Peter Paul's almond cluster. It bulges from the way they stuff those almonds and crunchy stuff inside. It's so ugly, in fact, we're not going to show it to you. But don't go away, we're going to show you something. Isn't that something? Believe me, it's better than looking at our candy bar. Funny thing, ugly as it is, almond cluster tastes just beautiful. Why people who make such a crunchy, chocolatey candy can't fix the way it looks? I don't know, maybe we should be on the radio or something, skywriting.